Mr. Huelskamp.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the questions and the discussion of balance. I had a question I asked of the administration representative yesterday and tried to get an answer. But defining balance is spending that's less than or equal to revenue. Again, that's about 99% of Americans would probably agree with that. When does the Obama budget balance?
It doesn't balance in the next 10 years, which is the only thing we project in that context. I think in the Republican budget,
does it balance in the next 20 years?
Well, in the Republican budget, it balances in 2037.
Does it balance in the next 75 years?
Well, it sort of depends what choices the Congress makes. But again, what we do is
in your budget, when does it balance?
We only forecast for 10 years.
Okay, thank you.
But you're right. We don't achieve balance in 10 years, and we don't know how to do that. Just like you guys couldn't.
The answer is never does it balance. I just would like you to. You probably wouldn't say that word, but one thing I want to talk about though is a lot of times we hear a lot of information from you, Mr. Secretary, about what it's going to do to the economy if we do the following initiatives or if we don't. And tomorrow will be the 3rd anniversary of what you and the administration projected would be the economic salvation of this country. That would be the passage of the stimulus package. And I wonder if we could put a chart up to see what the results have been from that package. And if you look at that chart, and again, this is the prediction from your office, from your president, of what would happen if we passed the stimulus package. Again, the 3rd anniversary is tomorrow. And you find out that it didn't work. Mr. Secretary, you were wrong. I'm still visiting here. And you find out the end here, and these are just numbers, but when you get to the end, you see we have an Obama jobs deficit of 5.4 million Americans. 5.4 million Americans without a job based on your economic theory. Look at that unemployment rate. We were promised at this time we would be almost 6% unemployment. We're well above that. Again, the Obama jobs deficit is 5.4 million jobs. And I know you have many proposals in the budget that hopefully would tackle the jobs deficit that's been created by, I think, bad economic policy. But can you tell me which tax increases that you're proposing, which tax increases will help eliminate the Obama jobs deficits? Which ones will create new jobs for Americans?
Let me just start by referring you to CBO's analysis, or the Republican economist who is John McCain's economic advisor's analysis of the economic impact of the Recovery Act. And they both agree that the Recovery Act helped substantially in restoring growth to the economy and saved millions of jobs, and growth is higher.
The question is about tax increases. These are your numbers. They're not mine. I was not up here. And we can blame everybody in this room, but there's a few friends like me that weren't here. So could you explain which tax increases will close the Obama jobs gap? We were promised an additional 5.4 million jobs that didn't appear. Can you describe again which tax increases will help? Out of your $1.9 trillion of tax increases, which one will put 5.4 million Americans back to work?
I want to first dispel you of the illusions in your presentation.
Mr. Secretary, this is your number, not mine. This is your number.
It's General Yield. It's the Romer and Bernstein presentation, so it came from the administration.
But
it's not really the right question. The right question is, did the Recovery Act
answer the correct question, Mr. Secretary?
Yes, the question.
Mr. Secretary, these are your numbers, and the numbers in your budget are based on a similar philosophy. Tell me which tax increases are going to create new jobs.
The budget contains a comprehensive and balanced set of reforms, both spending and tax reforms, combined with investments that, in our judgment, and you can ask CBO to judge it, whether it would be good for growth or not, and we're very confident it would be good for growth.
Well, absolutely. I honestly, I hope you're right. But you're 5.4 million jobs wrong. You've been wrong again and again and again. And it's not, for this room, it's about numbers. For people in America, it's about real jobs.
Can I just say, I would say an adolescent perspective on how to think about the impact of economic policy. The right question is,
Mr. Secretary, let me tell you a real quick story for someone that's actually been in the private sector and actually helped create jobs, which I know that's not your background. You've never started a business, that I understand. Joe in Junction City said, if the president raises the capital gains tax, let me tell you, there's 7 people in Junction City, Kansas, that he won't hire because of your tax increases. And you can say, well, that's not really what's going to happen. But you tell Joe in Junction City that, no, really, we're going to create jobs about raising taxes. It didn't work in your stimulus package, and I don't think it's going to work again. So thank you. I yield back my time.